Joe DeStefano for Power Sport Institute. We're at the 2012 Las Vegas Bike Fest. We're out in the vendor village. This is the Power Sport Institute booth. It's rather long. We're going to walk down and show you some of the sponsors and some of the things going on. Behind the cameras, my main man, Jack McIntyre from bikerpicks.org. Make sure you always go there if you want to see the latest and greatest images and galleries of all these events around the country. So we'll start right up here at the top. Sponsors specifically for this show who gave us this cool shelter to give away is Speedway Shelters. And we get a lot of stuff around here. But anyway, it's solving the problem of homeless bikes around the world for the last several years. Goes together in a half hour. It's made of UV resistant and water resistant materials. You'll see right here, it has a flap for, and these are on both sides, flap for ventilation. Now these are put in a specific spot for a specific reason. That's to cut down on condensation. So if it's real hot out, you flip it up. It won't leak water. It's all good. The frame is made of aluminum. It's all powder coated. And a little history on the company. A fellow that developed this, his name is Don Reeves. He comes from the outdoor industry. If you've ever seen one of these fold-up chairs that the soccer moms use at the field, well, he's the one that invented that thing. Now everybody's knocked it off naturally, but the point I'm making here is that this thing was developed by a guy that does this for a living. And he's also a motorcycle enthusiast, needed something like this, so necessity being the mother of invention, it worked out. And these are available at Tucker, Rocky, and Biker's Choice. We're working on other suppliers to be handling this fine product very soon. So if you're actually at the show, you were signing up, and somebody's going to win this thing, retail of $4 1/4. And as you see the sign right here, it says, please register, win free stuff. Yuasa batteries, Russell and Edelbrock, Thompson choppers, which we'll talk about later. He donated the frame for that bike build down there. Jim's Machine donated some tools to give away. Like I say, Yuasa gave us battery chargers, pens, swag, all that stuff. Biker's Choice, Axel Motorcycle Products gave us some cool bar stools to give away. Baker Drivetrain gave us some stuff. A lot of our pals in the industry. Matco Tools, cool little bag here. Big supporter of the school. We actually have a Matco tool store in-house right at PSI, at the campus right there in North Randall, Ohio. As you see, all kinds of cool stuff and, you know, keychains. SNS, obviously a huge supporter of PSI. We've got a special curriculum specifically to SNS. As you see right here, this bike is a bike that the students built for the AMD World Championship show in 2011. And it fared very well against professional builders. And again, these are students. So you see SNS motor, I think it's an SNS transmission in there. Mike Corbin did a special seat for it. That's Corbin bags that were modified. So a lot of cool stuff going on there. Right over here, let's go on over here, Jack. We've got a fella by the name of Ron Redicke. Ron, how are you?
Taking a break. Taking a break.
Okay. Long hot day. It's been 90 degrees plus every day here. Today's Saturday. Ron's the education manager for the V-Twin curriculum. He's the guiding light for all the guys that you see here. You see,
Sweet, shy, sensitive, and innocent one.
he's the sweet, innocent one, he said, if you didn't hear that. And I believe it, but I'm pretty gullible. What they've had going on here, as you see right up here, is some designs. They've been doing airbrush tattoos for free for the spectators at the show all weekend.
About 20 people today getting tattoos, and we've got pictures of all of them. So yes, the programs went real well. This whole show has. We've actually had we had a mother that was actually tattooing her daughter, and the mom was about 70 years old, and the daughter was about 40, and they just thought that was the best thing since sliced bread and preparation H. You know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool event. It's been actually very well. It's been the hospitality of out here at Convex and Las Vegas Bike Fest. It's been fantastic towards OTC and PSI.
No, they're great people. Chuck Schwartz and his family and everybody that's involved with this show. It's first class all the way. Now I want to bring your attention back here. You'll see a lot of airbrushing and paint work. This is all done in-house at PSI. We've got a paint curriculum, OTC, which is the parent company, that's Ohio Technical College. We do all this stuff. There's all kinds of things you can learn at this school. In the situation of PSI, you see, now you have a choice, PSI manufacturer training. These companies send dealers to Power Sport Institute to get trained and to get upgrades on education for new bikes that are coming out and, you know, stay on top of their game. They don't go to the motor company, they go to PSI. Those companies support the schools directly, not dealers, but the motor companies themselves. That's big time. You're in the big league when you're with PSI. You see a lot of our sponsors up here. We got our, I guess we'll call it our race trailer, but we got Spectral Oils, Biker's Choice, Daytona Sensors, Super Trap are good friends of ours. They're neighbors right down there in Cleveland. Race Tech, Russell, Weisco Pistons, Axel, Avon Tires, good friends of mine. Ride Right Wheels, which we'll see a new set of wheels on this bike we're going to check out. Yuasa Batteries, Lisa Barton, great gal, great batteries. That's all I'll use on my bike. S&S Products, over 50 years old. The incomparable Burt Baker with his right-hand man, James Simonelli, great guy. And the folks up in Carson City at James Gaskets, you can't beat them. You see the logo. This is the mark of excellence right here. That's the International Master Bike Builders Association, otherwise known as IMBBA. President Jeff Starkey, getting hot and old. Jeff Starkey founded this about, I guess, probably about 8 years ago now, and it's all about certifying third-party certification of builders so that when you see this logo in a custom builder shop, you know you got a guy that has proven that he knows what he's doing. He showed evidence. He's earned his stripes, so to speak. If it says Master Builder Level 2, he's the man. DP Brakes, our pal Larry up there in upstate New York. Great brakes, can't beat them. Now, what we're doing here at this show, aside from all that cool stuff we just showed you, this bike came here, painted obviously, painted by the guys at OTC. Pete Gonzalez and Pat Downing did it. The old-fashioned endless lines, gotta love it. Of course, it's a barber, so we're trying to go old-fashioned. And this frame, I guess we call it a roller, but the frame, the sheet metal, oil tank, and so forth, was donated by Paul York, the owner, proprietor of Thompson Choppers in Nixa, Missouri, which is actually a little suburb of Springfield, Missouri, down near Branson. S&S 124 motor, real powerhouse, can't beat that with a stick. 5-speed S&S transmission. Primo Rivera, my old pal Ben Cudone, coughed up a nice Primo belt drive, 3-inch. These wheels, sprockets and so forth, this was supplied by Sam at Ride Right Wheels. He's getting involved in the forged billet wheels now, so that's pretty cool. He's been the man on spoke wheels for a number of years, and now he's got that stuff going on. This bike will be burning gas by the end of the day tomorrow. If it wasn't over 90 degrees, almost 100 degrees, probably would have been done today, but you can only take so much. You know, we're training some good students, but they are mere mortals, so it's all good. Now over here, we just talked about Thompson Choppers. Watch your step there, Jack, right behind you. Thompson Choppers, and you'll see Thompson Springer front ends, real cool stuff, and a lineup of his frames, excuse me. And he builds the order so you can get any rake, any stretch, any angles you want. You can get rigid, you can get soft tail type, you know, swing arm frames. You can get it with the slope, you can get drop seat, you can get pretty much whatever you want. This guy's a good guy, does what he says. I think he's got about a 5-week lead time. But if he tells you 4 weeks, 4 years, 4 months, 4 days, or 4 minutes, it's going to be done right when he says it. Real good guy, great frames, great quality. If you just look, these are just powder coated. I mean, there's no big prep work here. The weld quality is smooth as a baby's butt. These things, the body guys, the paint guys at OTC and PSI loved it. I mean, working on this thing was a dream. They didn't have to do a ton of body work. He does sheet metal, so if you order a frame from him, you can get the front end, you can get him to build you the oil tank, and he can get you your choice of gas tanks. Again, all done right in house. I think he buys the shells, or depending on the type of tank, he'll English wheel it. He'll do whatever, but all done in house. He is the manufacturer. It's not farmed out. And again, real nice people. And everybody that I just mentioned. And if I forget anybody, I'm sorry. Write me a card or a letter. Now, the last one, yeah, we've also got, which is not on the bike yet, we've got Lee Wimmer, who donated a, let's see if we can find it, Jack. Lee Wimmer, old pal of mine and Jack's, donated an intake, and the intakes, Wimmer intakes, he's the original guy. I don't see it on the table. It's valuable property, so we don't leave that type of stuff laying around. Jack will come take pictures of the bike tomorrow, stills, or maybe even another little bit of video, but I have a Wimmer intake on it. You can see some of the hardware already. Real nice, clean, plated. They painted the stack to match the paint, okay? And then this baby right here, which I don't want to fool with the stuff too much. So look at the plating quality on that. It's beautiful. And this is the original stacks. This is the original intakes. The other stuff you see out there, no offense to anybody, you know, I don't want to get in hot water with anybody else, but they're imitations. This is the guy that developed that type of an intake. The curved intake's been doing it a long time. He's a IMBBA master builder and a great guy. He's the one that developed it. Other people have copied him. I guess that's the truest way to be flattered is imitation, and that's what's happened. You see here, which is a cool thing, on this oil tank, Paul's got the plasma cutter right at the shop down there at Thompson Choppers, and he cut this thing right out. We were actually there when he cut these struts out, and that was on the first edition of the Journey to Vegas video a couple of months ago. So we got Wimmer, we got Ride Right, we got S&S, we got Thompson Choppers, we've got Genuine HD stuff, Harley front end, and we've got students building all this stuff. Very cool. This is a great place. If you ever think that you want to do this for a living, this is your dream, you want to be a tech, you want to be involved in the motorcycle or power sports industry, think PSI. That's Power Sport Institute. That's Emory Road, North Randall, Ohio. You can contact Joe D. You can contact them. The website is www.psi-now, that's now.com, psinow.com. Great guys. They don't just work on them, they don't just teach people. They ride, they race, they participate. It's a great place. They're good friends of mine. I'm more than proud to be involved with them. So this is Joe D. I've said enough for now. Check out the rest of the stuff. Jack, thank you very much, sir. They'll see your hand anyway. Don't forget, bikerpicks.org. We'll see you later. Cadillac Joe D signing off. I'm always glad to see you.